Relationships. Well, relationships are interesting. It seems like a lot of people in the social world, in the world in general, feel like relationships are something you have to get, right? And I lived for so long in this mentality that, oh, you need a partner, you need the people around you, you need the human, you need your one person, your one true love. And it's every video, everything is romanticized about this one person, this one perfect person that you need to find, that's going to change your life and is going to make you feel not alone and all the rest of it, and then you can share your life and all of that beautiful stuff. Interesting that we think like that, but recently it's really changed for me, and I want to share this with you. Now, I want to preface this that I'm no expert in this. However, I'm already recognizing results that I have never had before in my life in the relationship sphere. And I speak from tons of failed relationships, tons of relationships where it didn't work, tons of relationships where I felt like there was a struggle. There was this struggle of like I like this person, but there's this couple of things that I guess I'll look past it, or I can't appreciate it, or there's just this big disconnect. So what do you do, or how do I think about relationships? It's very different. P.S. We're going to the beach. Let me show you. How beautiful is that? It's sunset. It's beautiful. By the way, if you're new here, it's Andrew V. You're going to know me. If not, well, you should know me, and you should be already subscribed. So I don't know what you're doing. I'll give you some time, and it's up. All right, so relationships. How do I look at them? Well, there's what's called an abundance mentality, and there's called a scarcity mentality. Scarcity mentality is definitely how I used to live. And the mentality is you only meet a certain amount of people, whether it be at your job, whether it be at your school, whether it be at your gatherings of friends, whether it be at your gatherings of your sporting activities, or any of the following, right? So you look around and you're like, well, shit, I don't meet a lot of new people. So then you try online dating, and that usually sucks. It might lead to a few flings or a few failed flings. Hey, it might be successful, and if it's successful, bloody great. But then eventually you get into this thing as you get older, you're like, wow, well, I think I need to do this thing called we just have to make it work. Or, well, I guess you can't have everything. You can't have everything in relationships. You can't just have it all. You can't have the perfect partner. That doesn't exist. And you live in this mentality where, well, sometimes we argue. Sometimes we hate each other. Sometimes we don't hate each other. And, I don't like all my quirks or things with my partner, but some of them I do like. That's a very scarcity mentality, and it comes from a place of, well, there's not enough out there, or I'm not enough, so I need to kind of settle for something, or this is how it is. We convince ourselves that it's not settling, that this is the way it is. And then there's another school of thought. This school of thought is different. How about this? How about you just be you? I mean, not a fake version of you, not a version of you that is a dialed down version of you, not a version of you where you're worried about, well, what if I end up being alone? Maybe I need to try and fit in. A version of you where you're just like, hey, this is me, this is what I do, this is who I am. And that's the first step. The first step is for you to actually be you. Be you fully. If you're not you fully, then the people that you will attract, or the people that you will find around you, will like you or resonate with not the real you, but the put on you. And then that put on you is always the you that has to show up in that relationship. Because if you finally be yourself in that relationship, that person might be like, well, this is a bit too much, or this isn't what I signed up for. So the first step is be you. Be fully you. Do the things that you like to do. Whether it be yoga, whether it be computer gaming, whether it be eating, whether it be fitness, whether it be surfing, whether it be walking, whether it be traveling. Be you in terms of the activities that you do, right? Be fully you in terms of what you do. That's the first step. Suddenly when you're fully you, firstly, you're enjoying life because you can finally shake that off. Just shake off that societal thing that you have to be something or be something for someone, right? So you've shaken that off. You're now living you. And ideally, you're living the best version of you, like the version of you that is like, I'm loving this. I'm loving myself. I love what I do every day. I love the people that I'm around. I love the classes that I'm doing. I love the job that I'm doing. Be you, and it might sound, you may have heard this before, but you need to love yourself and your life and do everything that you like to do, and ideally nothing else. I know people are going to say, but no, you can't just do that. You can't just do everything you want to do. Why not? Why not? Now, I'm not saying that I live in this perfect world where I don't do anything that I don't want to do, but sure as hell I know when I'm doing something I don't want to do, and I'm finding either a way to phase it out, get rid of it, or confront it. Why don't I want to do it? Is it a me thing? Is it a thing where I don't feel like I can do it, but I actually do want to do it? Or is it I don't really want to do this, but I'm doing this for something else? Life is short. Life is short, and the biggest thing for me to impart on you as a way of thinking is you are going to die one day. This all ends in the same way. We're all going to die. How you live your life is how you choose to live your life. Ain't nobody else going to tell you how to live your life. So if you spend your life trying to fit in, if you spend your life trying to keep fitting in and being there for other people and doing activities that you don't want to do so you can have some friends, so you can do that, so you can not be alone, well, that's not going to work, is it? It's really not going to work. So, I mean, it's going to work, but you're going to be filled with regret. And you don't want to be filled with regret. If you're filled with regret for the life that you led, which wasn't yours fully, that's an upsetting life. I'm only saying this, I know that this could be confronting or this could be hurtful, but I'm only saying this because I lived for the first 30 years of my life like this. So this is a very new thing for me, but it's a completely different perspective. It's a completely different shift. I feel completely different about the reality. Suddenly I'm being myself, and suddenly the people that I've always dreamt of as the people, that are my vibe, that understand, that resonate, suddenly everybody around me that's showing up, everybody, almost like in the Matrix, everybody that's showing up are my people. It's unbelievable. Females, males, friends, everybody. But guess what you have to deal with? You're going to have to deal with the fact that you've built circles or built things around things that you actually don't like doing. And those people are going to see the real you, and they're going to be like, nah, no thanks. Nah, no thanks. And that's not a them problem. That's a you problem. You were fake. You were trying to fit in. You weren't living in an abundance mentality that there are the people around you. Now, let me say something. There are 6 billion people out there. 6 billion people or more. I don't know. I'm good at maths, but I try not to look at the news. There's a lot of people out there. If 0.01%, if 1 out of 1,000 people likes you, that's still like 100 million people. 100 million people that are gonna like what you're about. Is that enough people for you? Do you reckon 100 million people is enough for you? Screw it, let's divide it by 10. Is 10 million people gonna be enough for you? Okay, let's even divide it again. Is 1 million people of your people going to be enough? Maybe you're super extra, super weird, super different. You got 1 million people. How do you do it? You be you. We live in a social world. We live in an online connected world. There's no excuse to not be a part of the groups that you like, to be a part of the activities that you like, to be in communication with other human beings that do what you do. We live in an incredible age, but it also comes with incredible pitfalls. Technology isn't good, but it does give us good things. I can talk to you through this camera via this. You know, I'm in the past, you're in the future right now, and I'm able to communicate a message from the past to the future you, and then pass that on to you in a modality that's quicker than ever before. I've written a book, and that book will last forever, but this modality is so quick, so instantaneous. You get to feel my energy, you get to feel my vibration, you get to see me, you get to feel my passion, ideally more than words could ever on paper give you. So we live in an incredible world. So talk to people, talk to your people, be you. Love yourself first. Recognize that if you live in a scarcity mentality, you're going to end up settling or going to end up finding a relationship that isn't going to be 100% your relationship. And that's okay. 99.99999% of people live like that. You know, it is what it is. I'm just here to say that if you're willing to face the truth, that you're being a fake version of yourself in some areas of your life. I'm sure you're you in some areas of your life, but in some areas of your life you think you're not good enough. So either become better or just allow yourself to be whoever you are unapologetically, and suddenly the right people will be around you. You'll have the right conversations around you. People are just going to love what you're about inside and out. Oh, the water has hit. So beautiful. So beautiful. I pinch myself every day that I've built this life where I can just travel the world and meet my people. Meet my people. I say hello to everybody, and there's some people that I don't say hello to because the vibe isn't right. But when I just be me, all the right people show up. And I want to say that that's going to be the same thing for you. If you really focus on it and start being you, fully you, unapologetically you, and be okay with some people not liking you. Just watch what happens. Don't take my word for it. Don't listen to me. Action this in your life. Give it a go for a couple of weeks. Give it a go for a month. For a month, I'm not going to do anything I don't want to do. I'm only going to do me, and I'm not going to care what people think. Do it for a month and observe what happens in your life. What happens in your relationships. Relationships aren't just friends, aren't just females and males. Relationships are relationships with, well, no, that's roughly it. I mean, you can have relationships with animals or plants. In fact, I've had a friend once had a relationship with a rock. But that's a story for another time. I'm here to inspire you. I'm here to lift you up. Say, hey, you can do this. You can have an incredible life, but you need to face the truth first that you're probably being fake. So start being you first. Do all the things that you like to do. Those places have people. Start talking to those people, and you'll find your people. It's that easy, but it's also that hard. The truth may hurt, but I love you anyway. Until the next one, peace.